It's time for Week 3, Season 26, Simulation Football League action, and it kicks off this evening at Mount Olympus Stadium as the Washington Trident play host to the DC Dragons. Good evening, everybody. I'm Mike Dagson. With me in the booth is Gerald Smith. Our stats crew tonight is Ron Haynes and Jadoobie Doo, along with our commissioner and producer Cameron Irvine. You are watching the Simulation Football League on the Virtual Football Network. Gerald, we're all the way up in Washington State, watching a game between Washington and, well, Washington, the DC Dragons.
Yeah, and guess what? Washington is obviously going to win this one.
It's great analysis.
Dude, and guess what? Look, and combined last season, both these teams make the playoffs. They had 19 wins combined, including the playoffs last season. So these are two teams, an early preview of what we may see in the potential playoff matchup. These are two really good teams matching up early in this season.
They met twice in season 25, Gerald. DC getting the regular season win and the quarterfinal win over Washington, but both of those games were in Washington, D.C., the capital, not Washington, the state. Here we are up at Mount Olympus Stadium. Ball is teed up. The DC Dragons will take to the field on offense first this evening as the kick drops down to the 5-yard line and is returned up to the 31-yard line. And Sabaz Synergy will come out onto the field to get things started for the Dragons. He's doing a great job both in the air and on the ground, Gerald. He's through the first couple of weeks of action, good enough for leading in all-star voting amongst the quarterback category. He's top 10 in completions, attempts, yards, completion percentage, touchdowns, the fewest picks, fewest sacks. Only thing he's not top 10 in is his quarterback rating, which is kind of surprising. Pitch to the top. I know you said you wanted to see this run game and how it will progress today. Sam Harrison gets the first carry, a 4-yard gain.
Yeah, look, and that's something I would like to see, right? Because not only is Synergy their leading rusher, he's actually leading in carries as well by nearly 10.
Connor Weston splits out wide to the top, and a pitch trying to get some blocking set up, and it is enough for a couple of yard gain. Picks up 3rd down and 4 yards now. See if they're able to keep this possession going.
And this is where you would typically see someone like Laura Percoco come alive.
Synergy throws over the middle. Weston catches it short of the line to gain, but immediately is able to turn upfield and pass the yard marker and moves the sticks for the Dragons.
And this is how you start out their drive. Look, and this is how they this is how they've gotten to be 2-0, to this point, right? Making it a third and manageable, playbooks wide open, keep the opponent on their toes and guessing what you're going to do.
How tall do you think that statue is outside the stadium? I'm sure it's been discussed before, but gosh, it's huge from here. Synergy throws over the middle into double coverage and finds his favorite target of all time, Lauren Percoco. Her first catch of the ball game. It's a good one.
Yep, and guess what? Right over, and look, and she has dominated, along the middle of the field, right outside the hashes for an extremely long time in this league, especially with the connection with Synergy. And they're going to continue to do it. They have played 9 total seasons together.
First down and 10 from the 39-yard line. Synergy under pressure and ripped down to the turf. 2 defenders got there, Gerald. King McNeely, the one ultimately to bring him down.
Yeah, and guess what? And this is only their 2nd sack on the season, so it is really good to see that they can mentioned it, right? That front 4 being able to get some pressure, and they're able to start that early on right here on their first defensive drive.
2nd down and 15, pushed back to the Washington 44. Pass down to the bottom, tried to get it back down to Weston. Was going for a first down on that one, but could not get it done. John DeSantis breaks up the play, 3rd and long.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see, what DC is gonna have right here on such a 3rd and long right here, coming out in the full wide receiver set.
3rd and 15, Synergy. Back to throw. Hit as he throws. Barely got that one away. Slightly lucky that That was not called a fumble. It did go forward, though, so 4th down, drive comes to a close.
Look, and I do think, defensively they did realize, hey, we need to get some more pressure up the middle on the quarterback and being able to do it. And, and I do believe that was Ronnie Panani coming in and being able to hit synergy at the knee and actually getting in there and causing that ball to just fall to the turf. But here they are. Look, and here's their first offense possession that we're going to see what these former Revs are going to do on offense.
they're not, whatever. I'm not. All right. Yeah, you're right. We'll see what the former Revs do. So 1st down and 10. At about the 17-yard line. Tommy Utah, former Rev, under center. He's going to hand that ball right off and get things started with Dwayne Salmon's former Rev. And that's the last time I'm saying it.
Well, I just said it at the beginning, but it's
yeah, but then I'm
cool.
making fun of you. So.
Yeah, I know.
Pickup of 2 yards, 2nd down and 8.
Look, and they're going up against a pretty stiff defense, so.
Delayed handoff, draw. That one going for a solid pickup. Christopher Dean gets a few on the play, 3rd down.
Look, and that's what they needed right there, being able to get there and make it a very, very 3rd and short, manageable. I mean, it looked like they got about 3 yards to go here, so very, very manageable come on the heavy set.
Utah under center. Ball is handed off and immediately stuffed in the backfield. Peanut Say shot the gap, prevented any gain on the play, 4th down.
Yeah, look, and that's what you want from your safeties right there. When you get them bunched up in a tight stuff, you want those safeties to come up and fill a gap right there, and he did it perfectly right there for no gain, and forced the 3 and out.
So an 8-play opening possession for DC, followed up by a super quick 3 and out by Washington. But DC's opening possession, it felt like it was solid and they were moving right along. They ultimately only moved the ball 25 yards. Washington moving at only 5 on their first possession. So we'll see what they can do here on possession number 2. Sebastian Energy is the quarterback. You've got Kevin Say and Sam Harrison at halfback. Chuck Steller is the fullback. Synergy with a quick pass, and it is immediately picked off. Nicholas Warner jumped right up, took that ball away, and gets a free possession for the Trident.
And if it was going to be anybody in there, it is going to be the former DB turned linebacker right there. Nicholas Warner coming up right there. Watch the athleticism in this replay. Woo. Jumping up, getting right in the way to give his team the ball back. And now Washington has exactly what they wanted after that 3 and out. I mean, get the ball back immediately, right? And give it back to the offense, right? They're itching to just pick up more yards.
Sebastian Energy's only 2nd interception in 3 games so far comes early in this one. Utah right back out on the field. The Trident will start at the DC 37-yard line. Split backs in the backfield. Utah hands it off to Salmon. Salmon's trying to break some tackles. Breaks a couple, bounces to the outside, and picks up a gain of 6 on the play. A hard-fought 6 yards.
And he got it because he was tackled for almost a loss there, able to fight off the defender and be able to get some yards right there. Pick up about 6 on that play. What a start for him.
Dean takes the carry this time. Almost gets enough for the first, and the refs will give that hometown discount, and they'll spot him with a 1st down after a pickup of apparently 4 yards.
Look, and we talked about it, right? These guys are averaging on the season over 4 yards per carry combined, right? So, it's nearly 4.5 yards combined is what they have together, Dean and Salmon. So, they're no slouches in the run game.
Spotted that one all the way up at the 26-yard line. That was generous. Utah rolls out down to the bottom. He had to throw that one much quicker than he wanted to, Gerald. Incomplete.
He had to sidearm it and was like, I got to get rid of this before I get smashed.
A beautiful blimp flying overhead. You can't see the blimp from the camera shot, but you know it's there.
Casting shadows.
I love flying that thing. Get out of the way. So obnoxious. Utah to throw. Throws as he's moving. And incomplete. Phil Koss was the intended target, but Gary Clem He jumped right up in the way.
Look, he's been his first 2 games in DC, right? I was skeptical about how they're gonna play him, but I tell you what, a guy at a linebacker position that can, stretch, move all over the field, you put him back there. Look, and he actually played some very good pass coverage for us down Louisiana when he was there.
5 wide on 3rd and 10. Zami Mihata unable to haul that one in. So 3 passing plays in a row, all for not a 43-yard attempt now coming up from Yultrek Rugen, who is 2-2 on the season. Kick is on its way, and it is good. Just inside the upright. Curled back in. Gerald looked like it was going to be no good, but he made it in.
Yeah, for a second there, it really looked like it was going to be an interception, all for naught, as the defense set him up real good. Look, even though they moved no yards, the defense set him up real good to get some points off of the turnover. So we're going to see how DC is going to answer on their upcoming drive.
2 possessions, only 15 yards of offense, but 3 points for the Trident. Kick is returned up to about the 26, and an injury on the play. One of the backup linebackers, Westmoreland, down on the turf. So we'll see what the Dragons are able to do here. Synergy on his last pass attempt through an interception to the defense. Nicholas Warner with the pick. First down and 10 from the 27. Synergy hit as he throws, and that one is broken up over the middle.
Yeah, and for Coco, it almost looked like she wasn't expecting the ball to come to her, and it looked like she wasn't even looking for it as it came right across and hit her right up on the hip section there.
Synergy throws. That one's picked off too. Intercepted by Nathaniel Diggs this time.
It's just like a linebacker INT party right here, right? Nathaniel Diggs coming up big right here. Gets really good field position right there. Not sure what Synergy got hit as he was throwing it. Look, and this is what we talked about, right? Early on, they're applying the pressure and they're forcing some mistakes from the opponent right there. And that is Synergy's, 3rd pick on the season. We only had 1 coming into this.
Yeah, right. He's already doubled his pick total on the season, and we're still here early on in the first quarter. So Utah getting another bonus possession. Salmon's trying to make the most of it, churning his legs, and picks up 8.
Look, and that's what they need to do. I think and they came out the last drive was looking to just gun it everywhere. Look, man, get those running backs involved, right? They're picking up 4.5 yards a carry combined. I mean, let them eat.
Dean now gets the handoff. He's bottled up at the line, but still fighting ahead. No hometown discount on that one, Gerald. They spot the ball where it looked like it should have gone. 3rd down and 1.
Yeah, and this falls right into Washington's hands right here about how they've been running it and the way these running backs have run the ball this game as well as all season, right? So if they're averaging 4 yards a carry, I mean, this should be a no-brainer. Hand it off to them.
And they get the first down, pick up about 4 yards. And there we go. Another Washington Trident first down. Finally, they seem to be moving the ball on offense. We've talked about Tommy Utah at quarterback, Dwayne Salmons at halfback. Christopher Dean is the other halfback. You got Briggs, Braddock, and Chevy Monte Carlo. Both of those are your fullbacks. Another carry up the middle as they run some more. Dean picks up a couple of yards. At wide receiver, you got King Alexander, Kenny Hendricks, Victor Rojas, Shane Kaufman, and Phil Koss. The tight ends, Azami Mihata and Julian Guster. Split backs on 2nd and 8. 3 wide receivers. Utah making a change to the play at the line. He's going to hand it off on a draw. Salmon's able to roll forward, picks up a good chunky yardage. He'll pick up 6, 3rd and 2.
Yeah, look, and that's what they want, right? Third and short and extremely manageable, right? You know, like I said, I said it probably way too many times already. 4 yards of carry. It's a TD here at minimum. It's a first down.
Dean lined up in the backfield on 3rd and 2. Costs in motion up to the top. Utah to Dean. Dean churning. Is he there? Depends on where they spot it. And he got the first down on the play.
Yep. Oh, and we get a challenge.
Yeah,
I think
wasn't
it's a
sure.
very good challenge right here.
They marked the first down, but we saw one earlier that they definitely should have challenged. He was a yard short, and they marked it a yard ahead of the line to gain. This one could be really close. Let's look to see what they have on this one.
I mean, because this could be the difference between
at least 4 points.
Yeah, like, you know, so very, very good challenge.
The ball.
I don't know if he got it.
Right there, maybe? Was that an elbow?
I don't know.
Ronnie Shanahan's chat says wasn't even close.
Get your index card out.
The call on field is overturned.
Very good.
So DC wins the challenge, and they do spot it short of the line to gain.
Early on, is this something from Washington that you say, hey, look, we got to go. We have the momentum right now. Do we go for it here, or do we just settle for 3 points?
I think at this stage, they'll probably just go for the easy 3. They send out Rugen.
So close.
I know. I mean,
it's an
I'd
extra
go
point
for it.
Kicking.
Yeah, I'd go for it, but I understand the thought process of the coach. Kick is up, kick is good. And Washington extends their lead to 6. So 6 points on the board for a team that has honestly been struggling offensively so far to start this one, but it's because the other offense keeps giving them those opportunities. 2 picks in a row by Synergy, and both times have led to 3 points.
Hey, look, and the defense are playing pretty well right now, right? With the pressure that Washington's applying on Synergy right now. They haven't really had that all season. And being able to force those mistakes. And DC, right, back-to-back drives where they've turned the ball over in their own territory, and them being able to only allow 6 total points. We're giving the ball away inside their own 30.
Yeah, definitely. So Synergy is going to get another shot at it here in his wide receiving core. It's Jay Hayden, Ronnie Shanahan, Mason Kirby, and Connor Weston. Of course, you know the tight ends, Lauren Percoco and James Walters. First down and 10 from their own 27-yard line. Synergy will go back down to that ground game. Sam Harrison picks up a couple. Some of these running lanes opened up by Kenny Cook and Al Friedman, the 2 tackles on this team, and the center, Michael Percoco, right there, number 66. Second down and 4.
A lot of players in and around the box there.
Synergy throws, hit as he threw once again, finds Connor Weston this time though, but this Trident defense, they've stepped up big so far in this one, Gerald. They're forcing these turnovers by forcing this pressure.
Yeah, and it's getting a little scary right there, I think, in the backfield right there for Synergy, and the pressure that's being applied right there where he's got defenders all up in his face.
Empty backfield now, Synergy to throw. Pressure was almost there again. Every single play. That one broken up by the defensive back, John DeSantis.
And they're getting there extremely fast, right? So Synergy doesn't have a hold. Look, he can't make a third read. He's got to make really, really quick reads for him to get the ball off.
Sticking with the empty backfield look. On second down. Quick pass over the middle is caught. That one hauled in by James Walters. Picks up 7 yards. Third down and 3.
Doug Howard is at the defensive tackle position, is dominating the guard on that end. I don't know who it is right now, but he's just dominating.
Synergy needs 3. Tries to find Percoco. Pass is broken up, but a flag on the play. They're going to get defensive pass interference on Washington. Wow. Free first down. I need to see this again there.
And
Gerald, where was it?
There was not. That's a terrible call. You know, they got Albert Begin right there on that, but it was not. I didn't see it. I don't know what they saw.
Man, that's tough. So free first down for DC as they move into Washington territory, spotted at their own 43. Synergy, quick pass, hit Coco, and picks up 5. Gerald, we got an update from Bossier City. Cameron Irvine, what do you got?
How about this, guys? Oklahoma City, 0 first half points in their first 2 weeks. Their opening drive of the game is a Tiberius Bovine touchdown. 7-0 Renegades on top of the Steamers. Back to you.
Exactly how we thought that one was going to go, Gerald.
Exactly.
Spot on. Well, you know what? This game's not going exactly like we thought it might either, but tough defensive battle so far, so maybe it is. 6-0 Washington over the DC Dragons. You're watching the Simulation Football League on the Virtual Football Network. I'm Mike Dicey's Gerald Smith. We've got Ron Haynes and Jadooby-Doo with us on stats. Cameron Irvine, our producer, back at VFN HQ. Synergy to pass, kind of sidearms that one. Tight coverage by this Washington defense. Mason Kirby, the intended target, but Ryan Cook, that is, broke that one right up.
Man, I thought this drive was going pretty well for DC here. Now, I mean, they finally get themselves into opponent's territory and it dies right inside the 40.
Yeah, but how did they get in opponent's territory, though? That very questionable.
PI, yeah.
Otherwise, that drive would have been over a little while ago. Oh, the punt was bobbled, but ultimately hauled in. That was a dangerous little catch there. Kenny Hendricks playing hot potato with the punt.
Maybe he got lost in the humongous statues, blue eyeballs staring at him. I don't know.
He's like, wow, those are mesmerizing. And then he's thinking, how tall is that statue?
Yeah, look, he is new to the team, right? It's his first season with them.
Utah trying to find something quick and big. It overthrows his intended target. Second down on the play. The offensive line here for the Trident. You got Dakota Butts, Scott Pancake at tackle. You got Bill McMillian and Phil McMillian at guard. And Charles Michael is the center. Utah throws over the middle, picks up a short gain. Gets that one out to Mihata. 3rd down and 4.
Yeah, Mihata is actually their favorite target thus far, right? Their leading reception getter on the season and leads the teams in touchdowns as well. So, look, and this is a situation that you can actually find him again right here.
3rd down and 4. Pressure on its way, wow. And it strikes home, and it gets home very quickly. Seth Harrison gets the sack and shuts that drive right down.
Yeah, Harrison coming through right there for his team-leading 3rd sack of the season right here, just coming right around there untouched. Tommy Utah had nothing to do, and it's kind of crazy when you see your offensive lineman chasing the defender. That's not what you need your offensive lineman to do.
James Troll to punt this one away, falls down at the 29-yard line and tackled at the 33. So every Monday Night Spectacular, Gerald, you can win money for your player or your team bank by playing VFN Bingo alongside the featured game of the week. You can claim your virtual card and mark off numbers coinciding with the yardage of scores and the scores themselves. The pot right now is up to $90,000. See the VFN Bingo section of the SFL server for more information. Kevin Say gets his first touch of the day. And Gerald, I know, again, you said you wanted to see how DC was going to utilize this run game. So far, 5 rushing attempts by 2 different players for 16 yards.
It hasn't gone as well as they would hope so far.
Synergy tries to get their running back involved in the passing game. Swing route out to Harrison. He picks up 2 yards, 3rd down and 3.
Look, and the speed that they've employed right here on defense from Washington, right at the second level with Nicholas Warner, Jeff Melanishin, and Nathaniel Diggs. Look, and Jay Mart in there too, right? He's also an all-star player as well. right? The way that they played has just been really, really good.
Synergy comes and ripped down to the turf, sacked on the play, and that drive is done. Doug Howard, the second one to get there, but he's the one to bring him down.
He's got his first sack on the season right here. But look, and that's the thing. It's like I mentioned as well, right? Like he's abusing that left guard on the offensive side, and it's just wow. Defense by Houston, by Washington has been extremely good, especially up front.
Punt taken back to the 34-yard line. And now Washington will get another shot at it, see if they can extend their lead even further. They've been all over these Dragons defensively tonight, and DC's defense has been doing a good job against Washington as well, holding them to only 2 possessions of 3 points each. You see the updated team stats, Gerald. 6 whole passing yards for the Trident. 42 rush yards, tack on 4 more. We'll get that up to 46.
The average play is, I don't want to be mean, but it's kind of pretty pathetic.
The average yards per play is a toddler, Gerald.
Yeah, I know. It's insane. So it's like, wow. It's not good. Credit to the defenses, though.
Yeah, if you like big play football, this is not the game for you. If you like defensive slugfests, this is what you want to watch. Christopher Dean picks up 5, 3rd and 1.
See, look, and this is where I think they should stay, right? Not that they're doing bad passing. Man, their strength right now is in the run game.
They're down in 1, 5 on the line for DC. And hand this one off. Salmon's hit behind the line. Oh, breaks past the first level and the second level down the right side. And the biggest play by either team of the day is a nice run by Dwayne Salmons. Gets him deep into DC territory.
Yeah, and I like the way he navigated it right here, right? So he was real patient getting in there. It kind of got blown up, just kind of slid to the side, just took what his offense gave him and where the defense kind of lined up and found the little gap and was able to hit it and run down the field for a very, very long gain right now of 27 by our stats crew guys. And this is where they can start to handle the game right here, especially on the run game side.
Oh, yeah, on the run game side, indeed. I mean, Utah, for all the accolades that you sang him in the pregame show, Gerald, talking about how number 2 QBR, he's doing a great job. He's completed 1 pass.
Oh, no.
That one doesn't count, by the way. So picked off. Ricky Robinson getting the interception. And that QBR is going to go down just a little bit there, Gerald.
Yeah, look, and that's the thing right there. I think they tried to go, and he was not fooled at all. Ricky Robinson was ready, just sitting right there waiting for it, right? And why would you go away from the run? You were just...
Oh, it's been working so well.
You're kind
of the only thing that's working well.
And you're almost dominating the line of scrimmage, I mean, like, you have a combined 80 yards already in the first half.
Compared to DC's 16.
I mean, you can't take those chances like that.
So, Synergy on the field now, offset eye. They're going to pitch that one to the top. Can't find a running lane, though. Harrison brought down after a gain of only 2 yards. Diggs with the tackle on the defensive line for Washington. You've got Rodney Panani, got King McNeely, Doug Howard, and Tina Begin, the linebackers. Nicholas Warner, Jeff Melanishin, Nathaniel Diggs, and Jay Mart. Running down towards the bunch, breaking through 1 tackle, gets up a few yards closer. 3rd down and 2. The secondary for Washington, Evan Lacey, Ryan Cook, John DeSantis, Joshua Durr, Jimmy Hendricks, Kappa Jones, and Albert Begin. Several players on this defense coming over in free agency from Sin City Samurai, who folded. 1st down picked up by Kevin Say on that carry.
Look, and this is what I think they both need to do, right? Because they put the ball in the air. They're not having a whole lot of success through the air right now. A combined 7 passes completed out of 19. Not very good with 3 interceptions. So, they need to stick to the ground game, right, to kind of open up the pass, right? Once you actually start dominating there, right, and pick and choose your moments, right? I know Washington on their last drive tried to take a shot, but it wasn't a very good one.
Ice spread on the field for DC. Synergy's going to try to do it himself and pays the price. So he gets laid out on the play by Nicholas Warner, but picks up a nice gain, gets 5 yards, 3rd and 3.
And the pocket collapsed. That was a very, very good decision by Synergy right there, right? When you start getting that pressure, he needs to find an out. He had when he took it, and now it's a third manageable.
Synergy throws and throws it right back again. Interception, and he paid the price for it as well. Albert Begin gets the pick, gets injured on the play, but was still able to hold on to it. And Gerald, don't look now. Not one, not two, but 3 interceptions thrown by Synergy, and they have no points on the board to speak of.
And that was, I think, their best chance right there. And it's unfortunate for Washington to have Albert Begin. He got his 71st interception of his career right there to kill that drive. But, man, they are not moving the ball at all.
Utah delayed handoff. Salmon's nowhere to go. 2nd down and 10. Chat, the more likes we get, the more people see our content. Each like contributes $1,000 to Monday's bingo pot. New viewers means new players, and new players means growing our great community. Like the video, turn on notifications. You'll never miss a live stream highlight or podcast. Utah down to the bottom. That one's incomplete. Thank you for your support of the Virtual Football Network and the SFL. And just like that, Gerald, 3rd down and 10. Clock stops. 3 minutes to go in the first half.
So, question I have. I don't have a player. What if I play bingo? What I win?
You can donate your money to the Mexico City Aztecs Team Bank.
No, man, you win too much.
No, we are so far in debt, it's ridiculous. I was actually going to hold a bake sale and sell some empanadas on the during operation. And first down is picked up.
Utah dropped back, a little bit of a screen right there, right? Had a guy going out there with him and, being able to pick it up. And, and Salmon's just being athletic as he is. And it was wide open. You got man coverage out there and got offensive linemen out there to help you out. It's pretty easy pitch and catch. That's just like a, long handoff, as they call it, right?
Sure thing. 2.5 to go. Blitz on its way. Utah not faced.
What a push.
And he finds his man. No, it's his lady. Victor Rojas to the end zone. Touchdown, Washington. They extend their lead by 6 more points.
What a throw right there, being able to get it. And guess what? Congratulations to Victor Rojas. First touchdown reception of her career, coming in a very huge moment, being able to grab it, break a tackle, and head to the end zone. This very well could have blown this game wide open now, the way this game is gone. I know we're right before half, but guess what? For 57 yards right there, congratulations to that young lady.
Absolutely. This game had just been short run after short run after short run. Utah had only completed 1 pass for like 5 yards. I was like, what is even going to go on here in this game? And then Utah finally finds Rojas, her first catch of the day. Gerald breaks the tackle of the last line of defense, runs all the way to the end zone. More yards on that touchdown pass for Rojas than DC has had in this game. And Gerald, a little update from Oklahoma City, Bossier City. OKC up 14-0.
Man, I don't know why I just want to just bet against Pickler right there. He holds a grudge.
He does.
And he's back in there and said, you replace me, watch this.
Synergy trying to get a spark for his team. Runs that one up the middle for 6. That'll probably bring us to the 2-minute warning, but very surprising score line right now in the Bossier City game, Gerald. And a surprising one here too, because so far we have 2 minutes to go here in the first half. Oklahoma City has outscored both Washington and DC combined.
Who would have thought?
Not I. Not you.
No, I mean, what they sort of combined 10 points this season? Maybe.
Synergy, short pass over the middle. Weston picks up the first down. Will they try to get something going? They got to probably try to get up to midfield here before they really start to put their foot on the accelerator. But all 3 timeouts, minute 45.
Yeah, they got all kinds of time right here, and it's an opportunity for them, right? See what you got before habit. Look, and this might tell you something, right? If you start doing some up-tempo type stuff and it's working for you to keep the defense off balance, it might show you a different type of look, right? But doesn't seem like that they're going tempo here, but I mean, I would do it. I mean, because right now your offense isn't really clicking like you want it to be. Not doing a whole lot. Got a lot of turnovers.
Toss up to the top, and nice gain by Harrison. So he gets the first down, and that will inspire DC to call their first time out of the half.
Yeah, look, and that was a very good thing. You had the entire Washington defense on the line of scrimmage, right? And once you got past that first line of defense, you're able to pick yourself up about 6 or 7. Don't even know why I even said those 2 numbers. That was not.
Yeah, we'll just move right on. Synergy throws a little too quickly. Tries to get Percoco on a quick seam route. Pass is incomplete. Clock stops with 1:06.
Yeah, and look, I mean, you still can run it here. You have time.
Look at that stat line, Gerald. 7-16, 52 yards, 3 interceptions, no touchdowns. Empty backfield as Percoco moves up to the top. Five-step drop for Synergy. Throws down to the bottom. Percoco loses a yard on the play and a wasted play, a wasted timeout.
I was completely wasted play and wasted timeout. But look, I mean, if you're gonna, I don't know, you might as well run it if you're gonna employ it. You know that type of play, and if that's your read, right? Was not very well thought.
Synergy, quick pass over the middle. That one's incomplete. And stops the clock with 58 seconds. They're going to have to punt this one away, Gerald. So still no points to speak of. And Washington even has an opportunity to potentially do something with it, depending on this return. Punt drops down. Wow, that's some kick interference right there.
Isn't that 15?
I think so. So that, yeah, right there is going to give him a boost. That's going to put it up by the 42-yard line.
Man, that was a terrible mistake.
Wheels falling off the wagon for DC.
Throw the clipboard at him.
I don't think that would help. That'd probably be another like unsportsmanlike conduct penalty.
Not at the ref. If you abuse your own players,
I don't think you can throw clipboards.
What?
You didn't know you can't assault people?
If they're on your own team.
That's basic human decency, sir. Oh, wow. That almost cost 7 points.
Well, when you sign up for any abuse that's given. That's just what
Man.
Maybe that's why we didn't win games.
You had a weird team down there in the South.
Maybe that's why we didn't win.
Chaw, man, you're going to play on this team. We get to just like throw things at you. Why? Chaw, chimney. I don't even know if that's a word. Salmons picks up bait. He'll call the first time out of the half for the Trident. They should at least try to get a field goal here if they can pick up the first down on this one.
Yeah, I think. I mean, they're in prime position to actually do something, and they can do anything right now, right? With the amount of time they got left.
Utah will throw a quick pass up top into double coverage. Yeah. I was trying to get that back out to Rojas, see if she could make something else exciting happen with that one, but a couple of really quick series there for each of these teams. Yeah, all of these possessions here in this quarter, Gerald, have been really short. There's only been 2 possessions that have been over 2 minutes in length, and both of them were 2 minutes and 2 seconds before both of those teams threw picks. Like these defenses both came to play today.
4 picks combined so far between the 2 teams, right? Like, and you had, Washington's been the benefactor of some, you know what I mean, being able to put more points up on the board off the turnovers than DC.
Well, DC just content to run this one. We'll probably see one more play before we send this one to the half, but a low-scoring battle so far. These defenses all over the place. Nathaniel Diggs, 7 tackles and an interception. Synergy seeing what he can get going. Well, breaking a tackle, getting past midfield. How far can he go? They're going to call that final timeout.
Yeah, hit that timeout game.
One more timeout. So
I mean, what we got left? I mean, we got under 10 seconds right now.
Yeah, it looks like 3 seconds to go here in the half. So Hail Mary territory, but got into Hail Mary range.
Chuck it.
Number 4 coming up for Synergy here. Drops back, heaves it deep. And it falls harmlessly to the turf. What do I know? So that's the first half of action here in Washington State. The Trident out in front, 13-0 over the DC Dragons as we head to halftime. Look at some of the halftime stats and some snapshots of the half. Gerald, your thoughts so far on the game?
It's been defense, right? Like, and it's also been like, you know, somewhat of a turnover game. And look, 9 for 20 from Synergy right there, right? The run game hasn't been going either for DC because, I mean, they're just struggling all across, right? Not defensively, right? Their defense is doing the best that they can with what they have to work with, given those turnovers, but Washington taking somewhat advantage of what they have with the turnovers that they got and being able to muster up enough offense to put points on the board, but their offense isn't doing all that great either. They've just been put in a better opportunity by their defense, so I do think it's going to come down to, you know, who plays the better defense in the second half.
Victor Rojas, your halftime player of the game. And that speaks volumes, Gerald, when the halftime player of the game has 1 catch. Now, it's 1 catch for a 56-yard touchdown, but, you know, Washington, they're going to get the ball here to start the second half. They are winning 13-0. Tommy Utah is 3 of 11 with a pick. But with that stat line, you still have the only points of the game.
And he was the, you know, leading completion percentage quarterback in the league coming into this game. Look at his stats.
Yeah, I mean, this is like halfway through the first quarter stats, or at minimum 1 quarter stats for most ball games, but total of 12 combined first downs obtained through 2 full quarters of play. So Washington looking to extend their lead. They have a 2-score lead right now. They'll start off with a run to Salmons and met right in the backfield by your guy, Gary Clem. Short tackle for a loss, I would say, but they mark it right back at the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, and look, if DC can actually start maybe forcing some turnovers and putting, you know, the Washington offense in a bad position to give them some 3rd and longs. Look at that.
Utah pump fake, didn't fool the defense. Ripped down to the turf, 6-yard loss on the sack.
And that's things that they needed right there, coming right off the edge right there.
Yeah, we've seen Harrison do this a couple times this game, Gerald, just flying.
Right.
Completely unabated to the quarterback.
Yeah, and he's actually getting in there and being able to do it. I mean, the guy's got, you know, a team leading 4 sacks. He's just done a lot of stuff on defensive side today.
Empty backfield for Utah, throws down to the bottom, gets it out to Rojas. She makes the catch, but even though she's able to pick up about 14 on the play, only good enough to bring it up to 4th and 2 in the opening possession of the second half by Washington. A quick 3 and out.
Yeah, look, and what they did, I just think they're just, you know, getting away from the run game when they really shouldn't. I just think that that's where their strength is right now, especially in this game.
I would agree. I'm still waiting to see if DC wants to try to rely more on their ground game. But listen, when it's not your night, it's not your night. And Synergy, 9 of 20, 82 yards, no touchdowns, 3 interceptions in the first half. You know, your running backs are at least averaging around 3 yards per carry. Got to try to see what else they can do. And,
oh, man.
Yeah, that's been the story of a lot of them as Kevin Say takes his 5th carry of the day for a gain of 2 yards. It'll actually push his average right down to 3 yards per carry on the nose. The long for each of these backs, 5 yards for Kevin Say, 7 yards for Seth Harrison. As Percoco picks up a first down to midfield. Sebastian Synergy has 4 rushing attempts himself. Gerald 11 yards. His long is 6. He's got a longer carry than Kevin Say.
Yeah, and and that's what we didn't want, right? You don't. Right. I say we, but like, I mean, that's not what you want. I mean, you don't want your quarterback to be your leading rusher and the attempts.
First down and 10 from midfield. And hand this one off. Chuck Steller gets his first carry of the day. He'll pick up 5.
Look, and why not start to do that, right? Get someone like Chuck Steller involved. Looking on the season right now, Chuck Steller himself averaging nearly 7 yards a carry. Didn't have him carry it that much, but man, I mean, you might be onto something there.
From the 45, Synergy, quick pass, had his target, and Connor Weston has to help Synergy out. Hits you in the hands, you got to catch it. You're a receiver.
And it also looked like the offensive line looked like Swiss cheese. Synergy has somebody right in his face, and you can see. Look at the third down efficiency, right? They're only at 33% on both sides of the ball there.
Rollout on 3rd and 5. Quick pass over the middle, trying to hit for Coco. She got laid out for her efforts too, Gerald. That pass had long since been tipped, and the defender's like, don't care. Boom.
Dude, they're just playing crazy. Like, it's like, look, and that's where Lauren Percoco has made a lot of her money.
Yeah.
Right up the middle, and Washington isn't having none. Now.
A quick 3 and out for the Trident to start the second half. Superman trying to catch that ball in the end zone before it touched the ground. DC a little bit more success, but they also have to punt after a very short opening possession. Only gained 18 yards on that one. So see what the Trident are able to do here. It's been a lot of possessions since we've seen any scoring at all. Washington getting a couple of field goals in the first quarter, and then that touchdown in the second quarter. A nice play here as Salmons is able to bust it to the outside and pick up some good yards on the play.
I just think, and it makes you wonder, like, why they would get away from the run game, right? Because they're attacking the line of scrimmage right there and being able to do their thing. And I just don't know why you would get away from that. You know what I mean? Really good blocks right there. He hit the hole really good, and he was able to stiff arm a guy and then keep running for about 16 yards. So keep it up.
And we've got an update from Bossier City. Cameron Irvine at VFN HQ.
Thank you, Mike. How about Randy Pierce? 2 carries at tight end and 2 touchdowns. Oklahoma City getting in their bag. 21-7 Renegades at the 2-minute warning. Back to you.
Is this a
full moon?
Are they going to have like a Minnesota moment in Bossier City? If we lose to OKC, it's just it. Is that what, like, oh man,
I don't know.
Johnny Pickard said we ain't losing.
I guess so.
Oh my God.
Salmon's trying to bounce it to the outside. Yeah.
Gary Clem doing his thing. Wow. Look, and that's why you put that guy back there, right? Look, I was skeptical about it, right? Remember early on, I talked about a very good acquisition for DC, right, on him, and then putting him at that safety position. But darn, man, he's actually playing really, really well back there.
Punt drops down at the 19, returned up to the 23-yard line. And first down and 10 now for the Dragons.
I mean, this is an opportunity for them. I mean, they have to get some sort of momentum. We're halfway through, the third quarter. They have to start. They got to get a spark. Oh,
that's not it, because that pick is going all the way back to the 13-yard line. Gerald Albert Begin jumped right in front of it. 4th interception on the day for Synergy. It's just anything that could go wrong for DC has today.
Yep, and guess what? When he got his last pick right, they put him on the sideline, gave him his orange slices and pickle juice, and now he's back in there to be able to pick it off again. And again, this is, I think, the third time they actually get the ball inside the opponent's 30-yard line as an offense.
Oh, first run play, though. They go right back down to Sammons. He gets knocked immediately in the backfield.
So now that we've had 2.5 quarters to go by, we've seen this defense play by Washington. I think we might be able to throw out the idea that they had those statistics defensively based off of their week 1 blowout of OKC.
Very well could be.
Offensively, but look, I mean, they're playing a really, really good defense in DC right now, but man, their defense has really come to play. They should have been caught and held on to there.
Yeah. They're down in 12. This could be yet another interception that ends in only a field goal.
It's protect the ball here, right? If you're Utah.
Utah decides to take off and run with it, trying to pick up the first down on his own. Can't get there, but will make it an easier field goal for Rugen, who is already 2 of 2 on the day.
Yeah, Rev on Rev crime right there. Utah gets tackled by Gary Clem right there. But look, points are points right here, right? This makes it a full-blown 2-score lead.
Yeah.
Right? So, man, DC has to do something. They have absolutely nothing going for them offensively. Defensively is their strength, but guess what? It doesn't matter what your defense ultimately does when you're giving the opponent the ball inside your own territory and giving them easy points.
Every Tuesday on the Virtual Football Network, you can catch highlights of every game from around the league on the SFL Blitz, hosted by Commissioner Cameron Irvine. Listen for your name, get a recap of what you may have missed, and see if you're lucky enough to be named a Player of the Week by the top brass. It's SFL Blitz every Tuesday on the Virtual Football Network. Gerald, I haven't had my schedule line up yet to catch the first 2, but I am looking forward to watching SFL Blitz this coming Tuesday. I did watch the replays. It's a great production, great new addition to the league this season.
It's interesting, and it's something refreshing that we hadn't really had, right? I do know that we had, the other thing Cam did, but I do think this is a very unique thing, something Cam has done on his own, and I do think, right, Cameron Irvine does well with anybody, but man, when he's alone, it's something special whenever he does it.
A loss on the play to start that drive, and nothing really there. Gets only back to the line of scrimmage before Warner rips him down to the ground.
And again, it's 3rd and long. I mean, these 3rd downs that DC has been in, they have a very, very, very low success rate.
They're down to 10. Oh no, and it's intercepted off the triple doink. It just rolled across the back. I'm telling you, what? Gerald, what do you even say at this point?
I don't even know.
Watch this replay. Watch the ball. It just rolls across the defender, the O-line.
Look, and if you handing it to Jeff Melanishin like that, he's a former DB himself, right? Got a ton of career interceptions at his disposal, right? Just him on a career. He's got 27 now for a career. Melanishin picking it off. And again, Washington has the ball inside DC territory.
Which means a field goal is on deck.
Rugen's going to get everything he needs, right? Rugen's going to be, he's going to be reaching Otis Boudreaux status.
Yeah.
Kicking him to a win.
All-star numbers here. Sammons.
Wow.
Nice little cutback.
What a tackle.
Yeah,
even a better tackle by Nick Fargo. That was an open field tackle. He gets out of that. That might be a touchdown.
Yeah, I really liked that play call, and it looked like it was going to go for a big gain, but only went for 1. thanks to this strong defensive play. Split spread, 3rd and 6. An incomplete pass, and the drive comes to a close.
Yeah, look, and this is the thing now. Are they at a distance where they're going to have to punt here? We're going to see, right? And very good by the DC defense to force the punt, right? After giving it away. He's so close in their own territory.
Punt drop down at the 12. DC comes away unscathed on that one, Gerald.
Yeah, but it's like, man, their offense is just not. They just don't have it, right? I mean, look, the way it's gone, I'm going to give all the credit to Washington for forcing them into the situations that they've been in. But man, you've got to be able to adapt if you're DC and be able to rise above it.
Pitch up top goes for a gain of 3 yards, and Harrison able to get his total up to 30 on 10 carries, but total for the team still right around 50 yards in the run game.
Yeah, but man, it's like right here. I mean, they're backed up right here, and I just don't know here. Wow, sure, great tackling on the defensive side right now, man. From like I said, these linebackers and Warner, Melanishan, Nathaniel Diggs and Jay Martin, they have been playing out of their mind right here, right up the middle, picking the ball off and everything else. I thought it was another pick.
Well, Hayden was the intended target, but he's not able to secure the catch. Not intercepted, but they're still going to have to punt after a quick 3 and out. And the crazy thing is, even with as bad as they've been playing and Synergy throwing 5 interceptions already in this one, they're still in it. This defense on this next possession, if they're able to step up and do something big, like maybe get a pick 6 or who knows, it currently is a 2-score game. 2 scores with 2 2-point conversions. Not sure.
Yeah, like it's just, I mean, they haven't shown anything on offense, right, with what the Washington defense is forcing them into, that they can sustain a drive, right? They really haven't done a whole lot already. And when they did move the ball, it was at their benefit, especially on the 3rd down where we had like a phantom PI call as well. So right now I just can't see them going down and sustaining a drive.
Utah under pressure, sacked and brought down. So, Gary Burney getting back there, Gerald. The defense has still stepped up. I mean, to your point, for everything that's gone wrong for DC, to only be down 2 scores at this point, the defense is keeping them in at the best that they can, but they only can do it for so long. Someone's got to step up for the Dragons.
Yeah, so we gotta make sure, right, for them to just stay right in it.
Utah rolls down to the bottom, passes deflected and broken up.
Having some issues with Mike Daggs and Gerald Smith's connection to us, so a 3rd down and 16 here for Washington. 1:01 to go in the 3rd quarter. Trident trying to stay on the field. 16-0 as Tommy Utah drops to throw. That pass is knocked up in the air, but incomplete. It's 4th down, and looks like we're still going to try to get Mike and Gerald back here momentarily, but DC is going to get another stop in this game. Tommy Utah just 4 of 16 passing. And by the way, in the other game, Jack Wigmore just went down with an injury for Bossier City. Washington going to punt it away. DC yet another opportunity here in the 3rd quarter. Their drives in the 3rd quarter, 6 plays and a punt, an interception on the 1st play, an interception on the 3rd play, and a 3-and-out punt. As we continue to work on Mike Daggs and Gerald Smith's audio, I'm Cameron Irvine here from VFN Studios. 49 seconds to go in the 3rd. Washington leads DC 16-0 in a slugfest. Shabazz Synergy has also struggled. He connects with Jay Hayden for the first time tonight on just his second target, and that picks up a DC first down. Synergy now 11 of 27 for 127 yards and 5 interceptions. Jags is having trouble reconnecting to our call, so we'll get back with them momentarily. That's a pickup of 8 yards for Mason Kirby. That's his second grab of the night as DC starts to find a little bit of momentum here in the third quarter. That's the end of the third, 16-0. Washington posing a shutout, surprising shutout on the DC Dragons. We'll find out if that can hold in the final 10 minutes coming up. So from the 42-yard line of the Dragons, this is going to be Sam Harrison on the carry. That does not pick up the first down, however, so a third down and inches coming up for the Dragons. Boy, do they need this. DC 3 of 13 on third down, including 0 for 4 here in the second half. Shabazz Synergy on the keeper, and finally the DC Dragons managed to pick up the first down here in the second half, and the DC drive will continue. It has been a struggle for the Dragons tonight. 187 yards of offense, but no more than 75 yards in any one quarter. As Synergy will roll to his right and fire down the field, and Percoco dropped it. Percoco now just 4 receptions on 10 targets. As the DC Dragons continue to struggle, Connor Weston with just 3 catches on 10 targets for a measly 21 yards. Johnny Pickler dropping a throw elsewhere. Man, Oklahoma City still up on Bossier City. How about Percoco this time, making a one-handed grab right at the sticks. First down, DC. And this definitely has been the best drive we've seen out of the Dragons in a long time. Percoco really had to reach out for that one. Per our director of statistics, Mark Lopez, DC has been shut out only once in their history. That was back in season 16 versus the Denver Nightwings, all the way back in 2021. That's what DC is trying to avoid right now as they dump that off to Kevin Say to pick up 3. Say tonight, 20 yards on 8 carries. Harrison is the leading rusher with 31. Synergy's got 14. And Chuck Stellar with just 5 yards on 1 lone carry. Synergy dropping to throw into triple coverage. That was a tight fit, looking for James Walters on his second target. It's incomplete, and another third down and long coming up for the Dragons. Their 14th third down attempt tonight. Can the drive stay alive? They are just outside of field goal range, although a field goal would not do them much here. A third down and 7 as Jay Hayden goes in motion. This is Synergy rolling to his left, and Shabazz in one-on-one coverage cannot connect with his top receiver, Connor Weston, and another DC Dragon drive is going to stall out. So with 8 minutes left, not a lot of opportunities left for DC, although they do have an opportunity to pin Washington deep. That was nearly a fumble as that ball hung up in the air from the Dragons special teams, and Kenny Hendricks nearly made a grave error. And Mike Daggs and Gerald Smith have returned. Take it away, fellas.
Thank you, Cam. I appreciate you letting us run to the concession stand mid-third quarter. The munchies were really striking Gerald, and if he doesn't get his churros, he gets angry. But hey, we're back. That was actually the second bobbled punt that we've seen by Hendricks, playing hot potato with those punts. It's like they're trying to win, but close it out.
Yeah,
you got to close it out.
And that because those are the mistakes like you can't have, especially when you're dominating defensively like you are, against the Dragons. And look, I don't have the physique I have by not eating my churros. I just
churros are good. Churros are good.
Yeah, man.
$7.50 a piece at the concession here in Washington's a little, but hey, Thump's got to get paid. So let's see a challenge on the spot.
Do you really need to challenge that? I just don't know.
Dean trying to get the first. I think he was short.
Look, DC's grasping at a lot here. You know what I mean? So it's like they got to get a win some kind of way, right? Any change in it could change it for them. Wow. Once again.
Thump says the owner fees are due. So you got to do what you got to do sometimes.
I got you.
One churro at a time. That's amazing.
And now they got to repeat it. They got to do it again here.
DC desperate to get this ball back so they can try to do something with it offensively. And they get the job done. Wow, what a play indeed. Firing into the backfield, getting that tackle.
Fargo getting right in there with another teammate, being able to shut it down. Actually, it would end up being a TFL. Looking, there's 7 minutes left. If they can start doing stuff like Cam mentioned, right? Because I heard them, right, when I was going to get my snack. They desperately need something, right, on offense. And every inch and yard for them that they can get is going to do it. Now, with you down 2 complete scores, under 7 minutes left to go in the game, is it 4 down play every single time now.
If you're going to have a chance to win it, I would say you have to, because there's not enough time to have 2 scoring possessions and 2 2-point conversions just to tie it, unless you start really moving. And they're going to stick to the ground. Well, picked up some nice yards, but the problem with that is every play is going to keep the clock rolling if you keep it in the hands of your running back the whole time.
Yeah, look, and maybe they're playing it this way, right? Because they know, hey, look, it's 4 down territory with everything we got going on here. So, you know, and maybe they're playing it that way, right? You know, they drop back to pass. It has not been successful with them at all. 5 interceptions in the pass game right now for them. It's, you know, not very good.
Nice first down obtained that time by Harrison. But inside 6 minutes we go with the clock rolling.
And where was that type of run? I mean, is it Washington letting up a little bit, feeling like, hey, the game's just coming to them, right? They're going to get this win, possibly, but I mean, they needed that 3 quarters ago.
Synergy to throw this time. Quick pass up top. Found Weston past the 35-yard line. First down, DC.
Man, there was so much pressure coming right up the middle right there. And guess what? Synergy threw a strike right there and hit as he thrown. And Connor Weston was right on the spot to pull it in. And those are the things that they actually need, right, on these last few drives. And I don't think, look, they go down and they get 2-point conversion. I don't think, especially if they score within the next minute or 2. Oh, that was bad.
Yeah, another tip pass. That one could have been taken away.
So if they do score within the next minute or 2, I think if you have 3 minutes left, you have 3 timeouts at your disposal, you can kick it deep, right? Your defense has played well enough. You kick it deep, force a 3 and out. That's only if you get the 2 points, right? Like if you don't get the 2-point conversion after a touchdown, I just think you're still down 2 scores at that point.
Second down and 10. People in the chat saying, Mark Lopez says, shutout prevented. You don't count those chickens quite yet.
No, I don't think so. I
don't even think they're going to go for the field goal. They could be at the 25-yard line right now. I don't think they go for the field goal. Well, now they're inside the 20 with the first down. But if it comes down to it right now, if they get down to fourth down here, it's 4-down territory.
Yeah.
You're not kicking the field goal.
No, absolutely not. That's actually a participation trophy, right? Yeah. I mean, you're not getting any power points for scoring points,
and
right?
that's the thing.
And look, and I don't know. I mean, I don't want to live in a world where we got moral victories. You either win it and just, like whether you're losing by, 13 or you're losing by 16, what does it matter?
Synergy rolls to the bottom, throws into the middle. Percoco gets it down to the 2. They're going to spot it at the 3, first down and goal.
Synergy right up the middle.
Synergy's going to roll out right. Looks, fires, middle of the field, and it's picked off. Jeff Melanishin takes the ball away. Wow. 0 points are still on the board for DC. 6 interceptions for Sabaz Synergy. Wow. Arguably his worst game of his career.
Yeah, and Melanishin read it like a book. He was just sitting there waiting, eyeing him up. He was also daring Synergy to actually run. Synergy didn't want none of it, so Melanishin got his man one way or other, picked it off.
And the same sort of thing happened to the Mexico City Aztecs last season as they were playing Mark Lopez's Vancouver Legion. It was a game where Vancouver was just dominating the Aztecs. And late in the fourth quarter, we finally got down into scoring range to prevent what ultimately became the first shutout in franchise history, dating all the way back to season 5. But instead of kicking the field goal, we went for that touchdown, threw a pick in the end zone. Shutout stayed on the board, just like this one here. So all Washington needs to do now is just take care of that football. And have big runs by Dwayne Salmons. That gives them a first down inside 4 minutes to go. The clock will continue to roll. Coming up tomorrow on the Virtual Football Network, DJ Kilgannon faces his former team as Chicago visits Arizona in prime time under the lights at 9 p.m. Eastern time, right here on the Virtual Football Network. Other action around the league gets going at 6:30 p.m. Eastern, led by Pittsburgh and Houston, plus Carolina, Detroit, and Gerald and my game of the week, Los Angeles at Minnesota. It's all right here on VFN.
And it's pretty impressive, too, like right here where, our lovely Commissioner Cameron Irvine drops us some lines and said, hey, 6 interceptions is tied for the most interceptions any quarterback has thrown in the first 2 weeks combined. And he's done it in one game. Not even a full game quite yet.
Yeah. It's a rough night.
Tough. Very tough.
Yeah. I mean, Matt Wilson's had games like that. In fact, his final game of his career was one where he just threw
I can
so
tell you
many
what,
picks.
like,
it's painful.
Mr. Tommy Utah, he knows.
Yeah.
Convention Vegas.
Yeah.
I think it was like 8 or 9. So he knows it. I know he feels for his fellow quarterback, right? Even though the opposition, look, man, hey, there's games like that happens, and you just don't have it. The defense has everything pegged for you. But Tommy Utah here, he only threw one interception today.
He did.
And his defense put his offense in a position to succeed at very, very many occasions tonight.
2 minutes to go here in this one. A shutout looming for the DC Dragons. See how this one closes out. Tommy Utah, his stat line tonight, Gerald, 4 of 16. 25% completion percentage, 1 touchdown, 1 pick. His quarterback rating is 1 point higher than our age. And we're not old. We're middle-aged.
So that's thing.
And we're going to win.
Yeah, and Shabazz's QBR is barely north of the legal age to vote.
That's a tough day. Tough day for the Dragons, especially coming off a 2-0 start. He had a nail-biting 1-point victory. Got an update from Bossier City. Cameron Irvine at VFN HQ.
Thank you, Mike. Oklahoma City and Bossier City. Jack Wigmore going to hit Jeff Bamfield here on this touchdown, but Wigmore is out for the game with back spasms, and Oklahoma City is trying to hold on to a 21-17 lead at the start of the fourth. Back to you.
Wow. If Bossier City didn't have bad luck, they'd have no luck at all.
It's got to be something in the water, man, because we were so close sometimes, and then we just flop a bunch.
Yeah.
But, man, it's I don't know, man.
You know what it is? It's those love bugs.
It's got to be. Ain't nothing love about them. But
no.
They were ripped through paint on the car. If you know, I tell you.
Final 2 minutes here in this one. What do we got on deck for the DC Dragons? They get to lick their wounds in a bye week. One of the teams with an early bye this season. Then in week 5, they will be back. They'll be back home in DC. They will be playing host to the Pittsburgh Riverhogs, who's in their East Division. So Pittsburgh, fantastic team. It's going to be a tough game to come back to after heartbreaking loss where you get shut out. For Washington, they'll be on the road next week. They head down south to Arizona. They'll take on the Scorpions in a Valentine's Day spectacular. Got a couple more games coming up tonight as well, Gerald. At 9:45 p.m. Eastern Time, you've got the Albuquerque Adams visiting Anchorage, Alaska to take on the Wolves. Cameron Duty, Anthony Ellison on that call. And the Mike and Mike Show. Michael Trillo and Mike O'Neill will be calling the Florida at Fort Worth game as we sent them down to the Stockyards to call that South Division battle at 10 p.m. Eastern. So plenty of action still to come, but Washington gets the win 16-0. It wasn't pretty. It wasn't impressive, but they got it done, Gerald. And Victor Rojas with 69 yards on 2 catches and a touchdown, her first career touchdown. Great game by her. Everybody else is kind of limping along. Dwayne Salmons, though, 27 carries, 137 yards. Who's your player of the game in this one? You giving it to Salmons?
No, I don't want to see that if there's a player of the game. I do think it's a unit of the game. I do think this defense, right, forced DC into very uncomfortable situations, right, with 5 interceptions. Calls on the day, a couple of sacks. They were pressuring Synergy a ton today, which we haven't seen hardly at all for the first 2 weeks, but they really did apply the pressure, and I do think they schemed very well. So credit to Washington to be able to go in here with a game plan defensively to actually shut down this offense of DC.
A shutout in Washington, 16-0. Trident gets the win. This has been a presentation of the Simulation Football League on the Virtual Football Network. For Gerald Smith, Ron Haynes, Jadooby-Doo, Cameron Irvine, and Matt Wilson, who's always with me in spirit, I'm Mike Daggs. Thanks for joining us. Be kind to one another. Always choose happy, and have a great night.